Controlling your emotions and aligning your emotions with the person that you want to be is so important when it comes to manifesting your desired lifestyle. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I am so glad to be with you today, and I'm so grateful for all the new subscribers that are here on the channel. I love you. Welcome to my house. If you want to make some snacks, get some juice from the fridge, I'm just grateful to have you here. Thanks for trusting me to be a signpost on your spiritual journey. That's cool. I appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about emotions. Emotions are a wonderful thing. Emotions allow us to feel all the goodness of life, all the wonderful abundance of joy and love and happiness, excitement, all of the fun stuff. But the thing is, we're human. So as humans, we have defense mechanisms. Whenever anything negative or bad happens to us, our body memorizes how that felt so that we can avoid that situation in the future. Thing is, this defense mechanism isn't always perfect because it is run through the emotion, not necessarily through our logic. So I want to talk a little bit more about that today so I can help you manifest your dreams. So first, let's talk about habitual emotional responses. Whenever something bad happens to us or something we perceive as bad, we respond emotionally. We have a negative emotion, and our body remembers how that feels. And if it's a situation where something negative is happening over and over and over again, our body is memorizing how that feels each and every time. And each time that we feel that negative emotion becomes easier to access, and we feel it a little bit deeper. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Whenever your brain feels a certain emotion, the more often that you feel that emotion, the easier that emotion is to access. One of my closest friends, I was talking to her about the law of attraction, and she told me that she feels like it's so much easier to hold on to negative emotions. It's so much easier to hold on to painful emotions. And I told her, that's not just you, that's the majority of us, because that's our defense mechanism. But I think that once we realize that we're kind of wired to lean into negative emotions, that gives us the ability to take our personal power back and say, but I don't want to do that, so I won't do that. And by doing that, we're able to stay in control of our vibration. In order to make that conscious decision, in order to say, hey, no. In order to do that, we have to practice awareness and being present. And we do this by knowing how our body physically feels. So throughout the day, if your body begins to signal you that something is off, don't ignore it. Listen to your body. If you start to have a backache, if you start to have a stomach ache, if you start to feel short of breath, if you start to feel really tight in your chest, instead of writing it off as a random health problem that medicine can fix, which is what our society tells us to do, instead of doing that, think about what you went through that day. Think about your different interactions with individuals. Think about, if you were on social media or if you were watching the news, think about different things that you did throughout the day and see if any of those actions line up with the physical feeling that you're having in your body. This way you can start to identify whether you're having emotional reactions that are manifesting in your physical health. This is a great way to learn when you're feeling heightened emotions. The thing is, if you are a dramatic person like me, you don't always know when you're feeling heightened emotions. You just think that's how you are. Meanwhile, your body is can our heart slow down? Can the heart slow, can we chill, you know? So I think that by recognizing how your body feels and paying more attention to that throughout the day can bring you back to your body and understanding and knowing whether something's going on upstairs, whether you're emotionally reacting to something in your physical environment. Heightened emotions are also an indication of where our vibration is. If you're feeling heightened negative emotions such as grief, guilt, shame, anger, if you're feeling any of those, then that's an indicator of where you're taking your vibration. If you feel joy, faith, hopeful, peace, elation, if you feel any of those, that's an indication of where your vibration is going. So again, awareness, checking in, and learning that. Now, if you realize that you're feeling more of the negative heightened emotions more often than the positive ones, then that is a reflection of habitual thoughts that you are having. That's not a bad thing. We're all conditioned to some extent. Do not get mad at yourself. Do not get emotional and start blaming yourself. Instead, awareness. Checking in with your mind, checking in with the narration going on upstairs, and just making sure that it's serving you, making sure that you're being nice to yourself, making sure that you're being nice to others, and making sure that you're not trying to control the future through your mind. Okay, so you've recognized that you have a lot of emotions, and a lot of them are not great. They do not make you feel great. They do not make you think great thoughts. They do not allow you to align with your greatness because they aren't great. What do you do? So what do you do when you are triggered, right? Because everything I'm pretty much talking about are triggers. When you have a heightened emotional reaction to something in your external environment and this reaction is negative, that's a trigger. I just didn't want to open the video with that because, like, word of the decade, trigger. But what do you do when you are triggered and it seems like the emotion is just stuck in your body? Okay, the first thing you have to realize is that emotions take 2 to 5 minutes to run through our body. And law of attraction, this is law of attraction to me, but there's also just science behind it. If you know the science, put it in the comments. But when you think a thought, more thoughts that align with that thought come up. And then you are perpetuating the thought, therefore perpetuating the emotion, hanging on to the emotion. Like, you know when you're mad about something, like if you get into a fight with your partner and then you realize that you're the one who's wrong and your mind is trying so hard to think of things so that you can still be mad, but logically you're like, this was me. I made the mistake. You know, situations like that would be an example. But what do you do when you've been triggered and you can't seem to get the emotion out of your body? You can't seem to stop thinking thoughts that align with that darker emotional thought. Get out of your head, get into your body. Do something physical that can help interrupt that flow of negative thoughts. Something that I do when I'm feeling anxious, which I'm sure you guys have noticed on live and in my videos, is I sing. I hum and sing a little bit on camera and stuff, but in my life, I sing, and it helps me feel most like me. It helps me feel the most present, and it's really wonderful. My husband, he can get pretty bad depression, and something I tell him to do when I see him getting into his head and he's really thinking something, chewing something over in his mind, I'm just like, do 5 push-ups, do 10 push-ups, right? So you want to do something physical with your body that's going to get you out of your mind. That can be singing, that can be push-ups, that can be crunches, that can be dancing, that can be hula hooping. It can be whatever you want it to be. But as long as it gets you out of your head and into your physical body. After you've done this, return to the subject. Don't just run away from it. That would make this a problematic channel. Don't run away from the negative thoughts. Don't run away from the scary thoughts. Do the physical action so that you can feel more like yourself, more connected to your personal power, more like a victor, not a victim. And then come back to the scenario that was triggering you and observe it. See what the thoughts were trying to tell you. This is how we manifest. This is how we grow. When you allow yourself to revisit those lower vibrational thoughts, you give yourself the opportunity to navigate to your ideal reality. I didn't know if that sentence was gonna make it all the way out. For example, let's say that you are on a journey to self-love, You know, life is good. You just want to love yourself more. You just want to wake up and feel like you are the best thing since sliced bread. And you think everyone's the best thing since sliced bread, but you especially think that you are the best thing since sliced bread, right? Let's say that that's the journey you're on. And you're scrolling on social media, and all of a sudden you feel worthless, you feel unattractive, you feel lazy, unproductive, broke, not stylish, all the things that social media makes you feel, right? You start to feel those things. Stop, do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups, and then sit and think, okay, what was I doing? I was on my phone when I felt all those gross emotions. And then you'll eventually get to the place where you realize, like, I feel like I'm not worthy, I feel like I'm not good enough, you know, based on what I was looking at. Returning to the subject from a higher perspective is a great way to expand your emotional intelligence, your emotional awareness, as well as understanding how you specifically self-sabotage. Let's say that I'm the person that's mindlessly scrolling on my phone and I don't decide to do the physical activities. I just want to scroll. When my brain is finally done with the phone, with the scrolling, I didn't do anything to raise my vibration, so I'm still in that place. So maybe my self-worth is just rock bottom, right? And I decide, you know what, I need to do something to be more worthy, because we're at a lower vibrational place. Me at a higher vibrational place knows that I don't have to do anything to be more worthy, I just have to realize it. But from a lower vibrational place, I could say, okay, well, if I buy this, I'll be more worthy. Okay, if I look like this, I'll be more worthy. Let me go buy this and get this done, XYZ, all of the things. And I'm thinking that way because I never raised my vibration, because I'm holding on to that same emotion that I was holding on to since I picked the phone up and opened the phone application. Controlling your emotions and aligning your emotions with the person that you want to be is so important when it comes to manifesting your desired lifestyle. Your emotions help you navigate. They tell you about yourself, they tell you about where you are, but they can also be a little bit pushy and try to take control of the car when you should really be the one driving. I just love the idea of detaching from the emotion through physicality, because it's so easy. You just have to not be stubborn. You have to not want to sit in the emotion. If you can make the choice to say, I don't want to feel this anymore, I'm gonna do some push-ups, that's the majority of the work. That's the majority of the work. Good for you. You did it. Okay. I think that's all I have for today's video. I don't even know if it made any sense, but I hope that it did. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so other people on the platform know that they should watch it, and also we can feed the algorithm pelicans that are on the beach. Also, if you would like to comment and let me know if anything in this video aligned or resonated with you, just give me a timestamp down below and let me know what part of this video really hit you. And last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell. I'm so dehydrated. I need water. Subscribe, click the notification bell so that you can be notified when I come out with a new video, and so that you can join the Brown and Bindi bunch and become a reality bender yourself. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.